Howdy. Well, since I was talking German, I figured I'd go over to the Americas. Just a second. Darn, this heater just keeps kicking on, and I don't want it right now. It's cold outside, but it's warm enough in here. Anyway, in the 1900s to the 19-teens, there were two major players in the pocket pistol market in America. One was Colt, and the other was Savage. And these were the two most popular pistols on the market. But there was a third one that wasn't so popular, and there's a reason why. Meet the Warner Infallible. Oh dear, and I seem to have got stuck. I did get it stuck. Hold on just a second while I fix this. I was experimenting with it to see how to take it apart, and I forgot to get it all back together again. So you get to see me put it back together and then take it apart again. The early model of this gun used a pin with a lever on it to hold this in place. That particular gun, after they had some on the market, they end up having a problem, and I'll show you what it is in a minute. This was made by the Warner Davis Company of New York. Now, Warner was an importer more than a gun maker at first. He was importing the Schwarzlosa, which is a blow-forward design. It's weird, but there it is. I'd love to find one. Ian McCollum owns one, of course. What doesn't Ian own? This is a late model one. After Warner had merged with the Davis & Sons shotgun makers. See, Warner ran a sporting goods store in New York City. And he was into importing and later into gun manufacturing, basically to provide things to sell in his sporting goods store. And, he had this designed. The fellow who designed this, his name was Fyrberg. Fireberg? I don't know how you say his name. Anyway, he was an actual, he would come up with designs and sell the patents on those to various companies. For instance, this is an Ivor Johnson revolver. Get rid of you for the moment. This design is not his, but this hammer is. Ivor Johnson had this logo that showed a hammer the hammer, meaning that you could not use a hammer to push this down and actually contact the round underneath. It was a safety feature. And he sold this to Ivor Johnson. Made some good money off of that one. Here, he did design the Warner Infallible. That's his name, the Infallible, because they thought this would make a good thing to sell. Well, it's very top-heavy because this portion of the base and the slide are very, very heavy. It's very uncomfortable to shoot, and it's very weird in takedown. Now let me show you the takedown on this thing and why it was a problem. First, you push in on this pin, pull it through like this. Then you push this button here and pull this latch down until it catches. Then you remove the bolt. Now, these two pins sticking out are connected to recoil springs in here. There's a little hole notched underneath each of them, and they go into these two holes here and are held by this pin going through that hole. So, oh, come on, you. Be nice. There. Like that. And this is the way you cock it. It's a bear to cock. I've shot it a couple of times just to see. It's not fun to shoot. The only reason I really have this is an example of type. The problem with the original design was this had a lever on it, and you would turn the lever down and then pull it back. Well, the problem is if you turn the lever down, it's disengaged from those two pins. And when that happens, there's just a little piece of metal connected to this sticking up, and that's all that's holding the bolt back. Potentially, you could shoot it a couple of times, that would crack, and you'd end up with a whole lot of bolt in your face. Not a good idea. But This is when he stopped selling the Schwarzlose, he bought up the tooling for them, and the whole shape of this thing is based on the Schwarzlose, including this little knife sharp protrusion on the front of the slide and the way the front sight works. It's an interesting pistol. I actually have a spare magazine for it. I found one at Newmarch, so I bought it, and it's an original. The magazine, by the way, here's the catch that holds it. See the little thing here? Push this in and lift it out. Bizarre looking magazine. You know, as you can see, it has 4 holes on the rear even. Witness holes so you can see how many rounds are left, I guess. But anyway, and I have the one I have is exactly like this, and it looks like it was an original Warner, not a reproduction. So anyway, Warner Infallible. But it couldn't beat the competition one bit. Made from about 1914 till early 1920s. This is a 1903 Colt and a 1907 Savage. There were 3 models of Savage, by the way. There were 2 models of Warner Infallibles, but it may have been infallible to make, but it wasn't to sell. Anyway, the competition within the U.S. pocket pistol market circa 1900s through the 19 teens.